Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and I'm coming back to Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut. A bunch of people asked me to play through the game, talk about it, and so I'm going back to the very start, to the intro.
For all mankind's dreams about reaching new worlds, we had always been tied to the one that created us. The signal changed all that. Sent from an uncharted part of the galaxy, it told us how to escape the confines of our world. So we followed its instructions and built vast seed ships that we sent across the galaxy to populate new worlds and search for the origin of the signal. Decades passed, and the more worlds we colonized, the more fractured we became. The new worlds wanted independence, but Earth wouldn't allow it. Then the colonists found the source of the signal, and everything changed again. They traced the transmission to the crash site of what was believed to be an escape pod. There was no evidence of a crew, just wreckage, but there was new technology there, and the colonies used it to strike a deal. Earth could study the wreckage in return for colonial independence. However, the deal turned sour. Earth scientists discovered something valuable at the site, something they wouldn't share. Afraid of what they might have found, the colonies expelled the Earth team. In response, Earth revoked their right to self-rule. War was inevitable. A war fought over those vast distances is expensive. Neither side could maintain the struggle for long. But nor could they back down. The war had to end. But we could not have predicted how far they would go to end it.
And with that, the scene is set for a great conflict that will span the galaxy and bring anime to all corners of the universe. I'm going to play the original campaign. A massive enemy force has been sent to attack Earth. The scale of the attack is unprecedented. You must join the UNE fleet and fight to save Earth from destruction. The war between the UNE and the colonies will be decided now. As the two fleets face up against each other, the nature of the war will change forever. With the balance of power shifted, the UNE find themselves on the losing side, and you and a small group of survivors must race against the clock to prevent the colonials from destroying Earth forever. The clock is ticking, and so is the loading screen. This is a nice little new loading screen showing this Strike Suit Zero logo, all being 3D scanned and printed and giving me something to talk about to try and fill time while this loads. I could probably start getting into one of my technical discussions about technology behind hard disks and operating systems and I/O buses, USB, IDE, spinning disks, SSDs. God, we could just talk for it. Oh good, I've got to the game. And we start above a super high-tech Earth. The Earth of the future. I presume it's Earth, actually, because we're talking about Earth so much. But this dwarfs everything above it. These stations look absolutely minuscule, but they're vastly bigger than these spacecraft. And these spacecraft buzzing around are, of course, large enough to contain crew. The main thing I'm getting here is that you are a very small person in a very big universe. You are surrounded by bigness, and you are awed by it.
You are required to undergo a flight assessment before you can return to duty. If you pass, you'll be transferred directly to the Earth fleet. Flight team leader Reynolds will take you through your evaluation. Reynolds, remember, your disciplinary detail is not over until the end of the shift.
Copy that, Command. It's been a pleasure.
Until the end of the shift, Reynolds. No shortcuts.
Adams, we'll start slow, with a freighter inspection at the loading platform. I'm uploading a navigation waypoint to your ship now. If you look around, you'll notice everyone else is leaving. They're all being sent forward to the fleet. My team's already there, and the only thing stopping me joining them is you. Command wants me to decide whether you're fit enough to fly. You are the last ordeal in what has been a torturously dull disciplinary detail. After this, I get posted back to my unit. So, let's get it over with.
Yes, indeed, let's get this over with. I was travelling slowly there, of course, so you could see the capital ships jumping using their fold drives. We will see more of them later, or at least ones that look like those, because those ones are probably doomed by the plot already.
Locking in coordinates to our next destination.
Coordinates locked, ready to fold space. The act of folding space, of course, is the concept of space-time as a flat sheet of paper where you can fold one point on top of the other by, well, folding the paper, and thereby jump vast distances without travelling conventionally. So we arrive with some spatial distorting effects for good measure.
There she is, up ahead, the UNE freighter Proteus. She's been doing supply runs to the fleet for the last few days.
And I'm sure you can tell by now with these fantastically painted backgrounds that this Earth is a very high-tech Earth with cities that span continents, towers that go up into space all the way to the moon, and, well, stuff all around it. Instead of space, this is surrounded by stuff. There is so much stuff up there that we really shouldn't be calling it space. It looks like there's a ring around the planet that's being constructed right now. Clearly they don't have problems with the 2.5 kilometer physics limit. But here is the Proteus.
You all set?
Copy that, Reynolds. Just waiting for clearance.
Fold gate is live, Proteus. Please confirm your flight plan.
Flight plan's changed. I received new orders about 5 minutes ago. I've been rerouted to some R&D station in the middle of nowhere.
Can't be worse than back here, right? Still, I haven't received an update. Hang on.
So I think in Greek mythology, Proteus is a god of the sea who can predict the future.
It's coming through now. You're good to go.
Copy that. Moving into fold position.
Okay, Adam, stay close. We'll see her off.
Yeah, I believe that Proteus was able to change his shape at will. It was extremely elusive, and the only way you could really get information on the future out of him was to capture him, which was of course very hard because he could change his shape at will. But look at this planet. This is truly a marvel of civil engineering to have all this stuff. And look, there's the good old moon. It too has not remained untouched by technology.
It says you were suspended on a psych evaluation. It says Adams was found dazed and confused on orbital 17. Adams displayed an inability to follow orders. Now that I can relate to. It's how I got bounced back here. It also says you can't remember anything about it, which is pretty convenient.
Well, apparently I have some sort of mysterious background where I can't remember where I've been and was unable to follow orders, whatever that means. And I'm being taken care of by a wingman a wing leader who doesn't like following orders, or at least who has a habit of breaking orders when they suit the mission or thereabouts. Yes, this game is full of stereotypes and I still love it all to death. Stereotypes give us, they anchor us in the story, let's say. And there's a freighter using its fold gate. Now, I know it has its own fold drive. It's not really clear why it uses a fold gate at this point. Perhaps it's more accurate. I mean, we are right next to a planet, but...
Locking in coordinates to our next destination.
Yes, let's show this freighter how it's done. Off we go, ready to fold space without the need of that silly fold gate contraption. There, you can just about see the pilots in some of these cutscenes incidentally. But now, it's us off to the firing range for some tutorials on shooting things and blowing things up.
We're clear of orbital 17. Let's see how much you remember about weapon systems.
Okay, you don't need to sit through and watch this. It's just your standard shooting wreckage training tutorial. The only important thing to say is if you're playing this, make sure you shoot all the wreckage. Don't attack the enemy fighters until you've destroyed all the wreckage, because You need that to get one of the upgrades, which will help you in later missions.
We've detected some unauthorized fault signatures in your area.
We've got a visual, Command. 3 targets, Colonial Interceptors.
Confirmed. Destroy targets and return to base.
Okay, Adams, playtime's over. Weapons free. Take them out.
With pleasure, Commander. Of course, first I need to kill the rest of these wrecks so I get my achievement. Yes, we know. Machine guns are useful for taking down shields. Okay, and I'm now getting shot at, but that's fine, because this thing is actually pretty solid in terms of armor. The bad guys are never particularly good at putting sustained fire on my hull. Here we go, so we gotta lead the target reticule, and deliver hot plasma into their face. Not in range. There we go, got it. Turns red when you are aligned, of course. And there's only 3 of these guys, so it should be easy meat. Where are we? Oh, wow, I banged into him. Here, that's gonna ruin my no claims bonus. I told him I'd bring it back without a scratch. And there is the moon once again, connected to the Earth.
Good work, Adams. God knows how they got in this deep.
Something tells me they're not the only
I'm
ones.
picking up an emergency transmission from the Proteus.
This is Proteus. We were ambushed 1 fold out. We are under attack.
We read you, Proteus. We're within range. Transmit your location.
You better hurry. We're not gonna hold out much longer.
Coordinates locked in. Let's go.
Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, oh no, wait, you guys don't like it when I sing, do you? Well, never mind. Let's get to rescuing the Proteus, which appears to have kind of come out of its lane of ring-type things, so it's stuck and getting taken down by these red-tailed bad guys. As I pointed out, the bad guys have
There's
red
the Proteus,
tails.
and a lot more interceptors.
I shall try and do something about their
Watch
numbers.
those missile interceptors. Your ship will tell you when an enemy has a missile lock. Your EMP can break the lock, but timing is essential. Wait until the HUD gives you a range indication and a proximity tone. Then fire the EMP. Adams, weapons free. Take them out.
And so in truly convenient tutorial style, we run into a bunch of missile interceptors, which gives me a chance to learn how to use my EMP to deflect these missiles, or at least confuse these missiles when they come in close. You pretty much have to wait until the missile's right on top of you, and then you can zap it with the
This is
EMP.
Proteus. You have to do something about those interceptors.
You just concentrate on staying alive, and I will concentrate on killing those interceptors, right? And there's another EMP down. Come on, guys. Oh, they're all around. There we go, over here.
Nicely done, Adams. Screw the rest of the evaluation. You pass. Proteus, you okay?
Just about. Thanks, Reynolds. That was close.
Command, we're with the Proteus. The second stage fold gate is fried.
Understood. You have new orders. You and Adams are to escort the Proteus to her destination.
What? No! I'm to head back to the fleet to rejoin the 407.
You have your orders, Reynolds. You and Adams are to escort the Proteus. Unless you want another 2 months on disciplinary detail.
Fine. Escort the Proteus. And then?
Follow instructions on arrival. Only after that are you free to return to the 407th.
Okay, Adams. Looks like we're stuck with each other for a little longer.
You know, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And it could be the beginning of an epic battle to save the Earth. That's really what it's all about. Got myself the gold medal. Gold medals are very important. You need at least gold or platinum. Unlock the Apex Fighter. Unlock the performance upgrade. You need at least gold or platinum if you want to get the best ending. You need it for all of them. So new orders have come through. You're to escort the Proteus to her new destination before moving on to rendezvous with the main fleet. And the Earth defense is strengthened. That's because I got the gold medal. You need all gold and platinum to get the best ending. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to continue playing through in this style, trying to give the They're gave enough space so you know what's going on. Watch for future episodes. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.